they can clean it up a little bit, but at this point in the season, I'm not going to put any bets on it.
Are you not?
I am not.
You're not a betting man? Well,
Not
we are
on
going to
Longzhu.
switch sides. This means Longzhu may also have to ban the Zed now, depending on how worried they are about that champion.
Could be.
Poppy falling all the way through the draft in that last game, but I think that's the reality right now that Poppy is, again, she's not even nerfed yet. We're on 6.6, so it's just the reality is that Maokai is so efficient as a top laner, even if you fall behind, he still offers so much when it comes to playmaking on the map.
True. Lissandra, the ban after the Twisted Fate banned out. You know, Callista also falling all the way through the pick ban last game, too.
I think that's a little weirder, but with the Sivir being, I think the Sivir is rightfully the highest priority AD carry right now. It's not like Lucian is bad, but of course, the Callista is weaker when you're in a side lane split pushing by yourself or trying to farm right now. She's not
That's
the same
true.
duelist that she used to be since her attack speed was moved to when she has her Oathsworn there. So she is somewhat vulnerable now, more vulnerable than other AD carries when left alone.
All right, Elise, the other ban, coming in. Interesting. Huh, that's a little bit of a puzzling one. Banning the Elise. All right, Corki, the final ban for the for Longzhu. Why would you ban the Elise? I mean, obviously because you don't want Chaser to play it, but still, it seems strange.
The question, it's probably because Mickey wants to play a specific mid laner.
Oh, could be. See that.
Because that will eliminate a lot of the gank pressure on the mid lane.
So what do you think it would be then?
I don't know. I do not think Longzhu should first pick Echo.
Malzahar. Maybe he's going to play it. Mickey likes to play that kind of thing. Likes to play the crazy picks once in a while.
Echo's certainly strong, but I just think Maokai is more first pick worthy in the top lane at the current
It's kind of
time.
odd, yeah.
But Expression did do well in the laning phase, and that's been one of his strongest suits this season, has been playing well in lane. And he's going to take away the Echo, but that leaves, of course, the Graves up again for Lyra. Callista still available. No,
Alistar still up too.
yeah, no Jace ban. So I think maybe I don't know why you would switch from Maokai to Poppy when both are up here. Could you just go ahead and take the Maokai and then take the Alistar?
Callista. All right.
No, with the Sivir ban, take the Callista. So Callista, Alistar, perfectly acceptable.
Yep. It's a good bot lane for the Afreeca Freecs. Let's see what the response is going to be for Longzhu. They can just grab their bot lane now. If they don't want to reveal a whole lot.
Yeah, it's going to be tough, though, to find a decent bot lane to 2v2 with against Callista Alistar, considering that they have banned the Corki themselves, which can do well in lane against the Callista just due to the strength of his early trading.
I mean, Braum Lucian isn't bad.
Yeah,
It's not going to win, but it doesn't win that matchup, but it's not bad, you know?
Yeah.
Just good old-fashioned Vayne Blitzcrank. There you go.
That's right.
Yeah.
You just hook him while you stand next to the wall. Vayne tumbles and then nails into the wall with the Condemn.
Yep, then you knock him up with the Power Fist. It's an easy kill in lane. Nidalee and Ashe. Okay, so they're going to go for some hard engage on the AD carry.
With that stalwart presence.
Whoa, Kha'Zix, all
Okay.
Sweet. Now, where is he going? Do you think that's our mid lane?
That's
pick,
going to
maybe?
be a jungler. So, interesting.
Maybe.
Let's talk about the Ka. So, Kha'Zix got some buffs on 6-6. Has a slightly lower cooldown on his Q and his W by half a second and 1 second each, respectively. So, it's definitely a good pick for Lyra. He may just want to try and get that Nidalee alone and just straight up kill her, but it's been a while since we saw that Kha'Zix pickup. And maybe there's something about, I don't know, but maybe there's something about the Elise Kha'Zix matchup in the jungle that's very unfavorable for Kha'Zix.
Could be.
I guess a question is whether the Spiderlings count against the isolation bonus that Kha'Zix has? That is a very interesting question that I am going to figure out.
All right. Well, while you do that, Longzhu goes for a lot of arrows. Varus in there, as well as Ash. Excuse me. So, a lot of hard engage. And possibly the Azir for Mickey once again, hovering over it, but we'll see if he actually locks it in. Wouldn't be bad.
Yeah, he did fine on it last game. It's going to be trickier to play this game with a melee jungler as opposed to a ranged jungler. It's going to be even more important that he uses his ultimate properly. And with Coco going back to a poke composition, it's definitely a lot of poke and pick. If you land the arrow, you can use the Chain of Corruption immediately afterwards just to follow up on that. Makes
True.
Some easy combos.
Oh, baby.
You got to expect that coming in against a Varus.
Oh, baby.
Oh, that's less exciting.
LeBlanc. Not the Zed.
Playing with our hearts. The last time Mickey played LeBlanc, though, he got some nice kills in the laning phase, but then really got picked off very heavily, played sloppily, didn't actually have that much of a presence on the map. Whenever he tried to roam, he would just die, and that was really quite bad for the Afreeca Freecs. It was a game that they could have easily snowballed and won, but Mickey making some cocky plays and not respecting where his enemies could be cost them pretty significantly.
Well, that's kind of always the risk with the Afreeca Freecs, right? Is Mickey just going to go ham and throw? So we'll see. We will see if he can hold himself back from doing it this game. Maybe a certain amount of cockiness coming into it with this LeBlanc, but Afreeca Freecs, they really need this 2-0.
Yeah, the Elise ban is really still puzzling me. There must be something about the Kha'Zix Elise matchup that I am not familiar with. I will go and speak to professional junglers later and see exactly what it is. Sure, Chaser's a great Elise, and yes, they would have a lot of pick potential, especially with the Varus and the Ashe, but couldn't have known that draft was coming through. Curious.
All right.
Very curious, Doa.
Well, we'll see what they've got in mind. Afreeca going for a little bit of an unorthodox pick despite the buffs this patch to try to get their second win against Longzhu Gaming and secure their spot, or at least take one step farther anyway in securing their spot in the postseason. We'll see if they can pull it off. Longzhu versus Afreeca Freecs. Can Afreeca get the 2-0? Let's get in the game and find out.
Everybody wants to rule the world. There's a room where the light won't find you. Holding hands.
And welcome to Summoner's Rift for our second game of the day. Afreeca Freecs versus Longzhu. Afreeca looking for the 2-0, looking to put themselves one step closer to the playoffs from a position that nobody ever thought they could get here from. It's been really crazy.
Yeah, and I love it. We're going to see Lyra and Mickey have to work together, but damn are they going to be dangerous in terms of burst damage and pick potential on Kha'Zix and LeBlanc. Also, they can both hop over walls, so their mission is going to be to kill Chaser. And whoever else they can successfully find on the map. Very, very curious indeed.
Whatever you say, Kha'Zix. He's having a great time. It's like, yeah, I love saplings.
Okay, so he's going to go for a full damage build. We saw in his Keystone Mastery that he actually has Storm Raider Surge this game. So it's about finding that isolated target, bursting them super hard, and then chasing them down with the huge movement speed buff and slow resist that you get. Really interesting choices here.
Makes sense.
Well, I've never seen this Kha'Zix skin before. What, is he a flower?
It's a newer one.
I like the Egyptian one.
That one is pretty cool. I like the Mecha Kha'Zix.
Nah, Egypt is better than mechs.
What about Egyptian mechs?
Oh.
That'd be pretty sick. Yeah.
I could go for a Robo Horus. I'd be down with that.
Look at my Robo Horus. My Robo Horus is amazing. We'll see what Lyra can do on this Kha'Zix. It's been a while. It's been a long while since we've seen a Kha'Zix in Korea. Welcome back, Kha'Zix.
I love Kha'Zix as a champion, so I'm
Yeah.
excited to see him back at the very least.
He's fun to watch. Chaser having that kind of rough game last time, too. He's going to be feeling the pressure here.
Yeah, the thing, though, about this Kha'Zix is his clear speed really isn't up to par compared to some of the other junglers that we're seeing, so he's going to be a little bit slow compared to the Nidalee. As you can see, he's about half a camp behind right now.
Yeah.
But Gromp is great for Kha'Zix because Gromp is always alone.
It's true. The Gromp lives alone and dies alone. What's up, creepy head?
Doing a good job of trading with Coco. Coco has to be super scared. If those chains land and a Kha'Zix just leaps in from the side, burst is absolutely crazy. He's taken barrier this game, so at least he has some sort of over shield against the combined burst of Kha'Zix and LeBlanc.
Yeah. Lyra going into the enemy jungle, searching for prey. But Prey's not playing today. Rock's Tigers are playing later this week, so not going to find him. He is a flower. He's like a plant. He's a plant bug.
I don't know. I don't get it.
I don't get it either, but I guess Zyra really isn't played right now, so we need another deadly plant option.
Do we?
Well, I mean, Maokai just came back, so I guess we kind of have it already.
So the Kha'Zix coming back up to the top side. Some more farming. I expected more from this Kha'Zix, though. I'm really sad. I don't see any ganking yet, any invading, any kills with the Ignite in the mid lane that Mickey has.
Maybe we'll see it soon. Snowflower checking out Tribrush.
A man can dream of a world where Kha'Zix and LeBlanc ruthlessly murder everybody on the map, where they start invading the jungle, killing cougar ladies.
Your dream may become reality very soon. Or at least in like 20 minutes. Hopefully sooner if Afreeca Freecs want to win this game, though. Otherwise, not a lot going on. Just farming across some maps and waiting. Yeah.
Indeed. Waiting ever so patiently for Expression just to TP back into lane. The nice thing, though, about, of course, the Echo in the top lane is at least you can go back and buy without having to necessarily use that teleport. Just ult right back into lane and continue your harassment.
That's true. Once he hits level 6, he can do that a lot more. Chaser just hanging out in the bot lane for a moment, waiting for a possible gank here on this Songyun and Snowflower. I doubt he's going to go in. They have no idea where Lyra is right now, so...
There could be a flower bug lurking in any brush.
It's a deadly flower. While Snowflower goes in, that's going to be a 3v2. Snowflower and Songyun on the run now. Summoner heal used, flash used by Snowflower, so that engage did not go the way Afreeca Freecs wanted it to.
No, a little bit of a sloppy trade right there, especially since Kha'Zix had already recalled on that side of the map, knowing where they were, and so they make an unfavorable summoner trade. Too much to be lost right there, though. Expression duking it out.
Wow, they go right back in onto Pure. Pure taking a lot of damage. A flash, the Rend. Pure solo, Ignite ticking away, but it's not quite enough. Now Snowflower the one in trouble. Songyun has to zone for his support. It was a close call, though.
Tiamat first.
Oh, nice. I mean, I guess it helps you with your clear, doesn't it?
Yeah, it absolutely does help you with your clear, and it now has the passive clear, or cleave, excuse me, back again. So slightly lower damage, but does have that AoE, so it's definitely going to help him out on some of these camps. I like it. A bit interesting getting that before even completing a jungle item, though. I wonder what he's going to go. Lyra, the Lyra lurk is in full effect right now. We'll clear out the ward with the Raptor buff, and we may see a big fight right here. Longzhu might have some trouble actually in this engagement. The burst is really high.
Expression taking a little bit of damage, gets that shield. Chaser comes over the wall. Lyra turns it around. There we go. Kha'Zix jumping in. Expression, though, gets the first blood. 2 kills for Longzhu, and Afreeca not really coming out on top of that fight, to say the least.
No, not at all. And the reason why is that Lyra just jumps over the wall with an exhaust on him that Pure got there in the nick of time to lay down. And he just needed to back off right there with the exhaust. He just wasn't going to have the damage, even against the isolated target, to kill Expression. A bit sloppy, and now they're down 2 kills and 1,000 gold.
Well,
let's take a look at that one again. I mean, this looked good at first, but of course with Pure just getting on the roam a little bit faster, Alistar just not there yet. So watch Lyra, gets on top of Chaser, does some damage, hops over, flashes over the exhaust on him. He's not going to win that. He just gets wrecked by the Expression passive proc.
Bug splat.
It was a flower bug splat.
Different kind of bug splat than we're used to.
This is the, we get...
That's
You know, the sad thing is, Dylan, we're probably going to get more Windows bug splats in this entire season of Champions than we are Kha'Zix deaths.
Probably. That's probably true. We're way ahead now. It's 1 to like what? 4 or 5?
Oh, way more than 4 or 5.
Jeez.
Probably like 10 at this point.
Man, there's a lot of bugs.
A lot of bugs being splat.
Yep. Freecs moving into the jungle. Pure is right there, though. W used.
I do think that the Afreeca Freecs had the right idea, though, right? You're trying to punish the low mobility of Varus. You're trying to punish the tier 1st build and start to get an advantage. And a great way to do that is to take away the blue buffs so that Varus has less control over the minion wave. Start to play aggressively. Unfortunately, Snowflower just wasn't there in time to make a big difference in that team fight. Had Snowflower been there at the same time as Pure, probably would have been looking at a pretty different outcome.
Yeah.
So poor communication from Afreeca leads to that. Longzhu takes an advantage because they have a man up and they have that exhaust to go ahead and use on Lyra.
That said, Mickey way ahead in the mid lane, CS-wise anyway. Not as much ahead because of that kill that went over to Coco, but still dominating it for the moment anyway. Oh, Ash Arrow used on the Snowflower. Chaser comes in too, but the Fate's Call, guess what? Pretty good at saving supports. Oh, but Songyun in trouble. Flashes used. Snowflower tries to pulverize to save his AD carry. He's going to get taken out. A kill for Longzhu. They wanted Songyun, but they'll settle for Snowflower.
There's that pick composition coming on through.
Yep.
Snowflower not quite 6 yet. Pure was. Even though the Fate's Call was available for Songyun, it's just not enough to actually save his support. Somebody has to die right there, and Snowflower chooses to let his AD carry live.
What a nice guy. It's going to mean possibly a bot lane turret going the way of Longzhu too already.
I saw this last game, Longzhu jumping out to a couple thousand gold advantage, but they just could not convert it into a win.
I feel like it's looking a little bit tighter this time, though.
It is, but and also the Kha'Zix pick, now that the Kha'Zix is behind, and there's an exhaust on the enemy team, you really wonder what exactly Kha'Zix and LeBlanc are going to be doing in the late game, because that burst damage is going to be pretty heavily mitigated by itemization from Longzhu.
Yeah. It certainly seems that way.
Needed to get an advantage, needed to get those ganks off early, otherwise it's just Coco stacking up a tier.
You know, by going Chilling Smite, Lyra just seems like he wants to find people and kill them
That's
off,
what they have to do. I mean,
not a good start.
He and Mickey have to find some openings here on invades into the enemy jungle to really make this work. Come around again. They do have level 6 now, so maybe they can dive a turret if there is a defense here on the bottom side. Lyra is going to wait in a brush.
Yep, a lot of damage. A little bit of damage anyway done to that turret. Snowflower slowed down by Pure. Here comes the engage. Teleport used. Snowflower knocks Fury back right into the Kha'Zix. There's a kill for Songyun, but here comes Expression. Ixu coming down too to zone out. Chaser chases Snowflower. Fate's Call brings him in. They're going to throw him maybe back into Expression. Nope, Snowflower wants to live. He decides to back away. Coco is there. Q over the wall. Doesn't hit anybody though.
Really
And,
late exhaust there from Pure. I
yeah.
think Fury could have been saved if he had actually just committed to using that exhaust immediately onto Lyra, but that wasn't the case, so top laners trade TPs, but Afreeca Freecs come out on top, and now maybe they could just answer with a turret and nearly clean up this gold lead right now. They got a lot of work to do on the tower, though, and not any help, so Time Winder will be enough to take it out. Mickey.
Whoops. Wow.
Big chunks.
Yeah. Not picking the best place to recall. Coco able to stop that and just make Mickey's life annoying. But that's what Afreeca needs to do, though, is get those kills early on. We got one. So it's something. Wow. He's not afraid. He's like, yeah, I'll take it.
They do move Fury up into the top side now, trying to put some threat down on this turret with both the AD carry and the top laner of Afreeca sitting around the bottom lane. Ixu does not have to stick around for that, but decides
anyway.
to share in the gold. Could have perhaps recalled sooner, because now they're going to open up an opportunity for Longzhu to actually take this turret. Chaser sees a chance, so he comes up as well. Actually, he's not going to. He's just going to play some wards and go for the Krugs on this wave. Afreeca really needs to get out of this bottom side of the map, but all right, they're just going to trade a turret for a dragon, looks like.
Yeah, okay. Well, that's going to give them the first dragon of the game, which is definitely important. Didn't see anybody get close to 5 dragons last game, but the buffs are nice.
Buffs are nice, though. I agree.
They are. And the Afreeca Freecs do have that 60.9% win rate when they take the first dragon. Longzhu. Not favored to win. Really, who is after they lose the first dragon?
Yeah, you're going to see a pretty big discrepancy there automatically.
Yeah.
But
some teams, it's really big.
yeah, KT is huge.
Yeah.
They
KT's like 95-36 or something.
Yeah, it's really bad for KT. They are a team that is pretty reliant on dragon stacking.
Yeah. Yeah, they definitely are.
We'll talk more about those statistics in the next game, though, because coincidentally, SK Telecom has the highest first dragon rate in the league. So that might prove some problems for KT Rollster.
Certainly might. Well, Longzhu just pushing this mid lane now. Not a lot the Afreeca Freecs can do about it at the moment. Trying to stop it, but it's taking a lot of damage. Wow, Snowflyer takes a big spear. Mickey coming from the side, trying to get onto Fury. Nice response by Pure. Beautiful support play to get in front of him with that shield. Lyra there. Bramalt used for the disengage. Mickey trying to come in again from the side. Just can't quite get the damage done that he wants to.
Yeah, and the wave clear is just so bad from Afreeca against this siege composition. They don't really have a lot of opportunities. They don't even have a ranged jungler to try and...
Oh, Lyra being chased away. And that's a kill on the Snowflower. Somehow Coco managed to land that one. They're going to get the turret too. And the Afreeca Freecs just being pushed back across the map. It's looking a little bit tough for them right now.
This is really rough. Against the Nidalee Varus Ashe combination, they need to be able to get a teleport flank. Snowflower also didn't even use his ult, so he just straight up died to some poke from Coco.
Yeah.
Not the cleanest defense right there, but this is part of the punishment of Afreeca Freecs composition. Again, they needed that early game advantage. They need to start creating picks and getting deep wards to pressure the map. Without that, it's just too easy for Longzhu's Seacher and poke composition to set up. And also Songyun went Blade first, which is very bad. He needed to go Hurricane first, so they at least had some semblance of wave clear from range. Against poke compositions, that's usually the way to build Kalista, but against a poke composition when you don't even have a Kindred or a Graves to clear the wave, even more necessary.
Yeah. Well, Lyra just really hasn't done much at all this game. He gets a red buff, but doesn't really have any of those kills he needs. Just that one assist.
It's really like Mickey needing to be ahead. Like, otherwise, he's just sort of weakly positioning on their flanks, taking some damage when he comes in, as you saw. A great reaction from Longzhu. Now Longzhu with a really big lead.
Whoa, they're going in onto Coco. Mickey turns back for just a second. Coco trying to get away, can't make it out. There's a kill for Songyun. They've needed this guy to carry them all season long, and he's one of the kills on the team so far this game.
He's got to be absolutely huge right here. And those are the kind of plays that it would have been nice for Afreeca to make in the early game if they wanted to win. They're getting a little bit desperate right now. They're down 2 towers at the present time. And Ixu going to wrap around.
Yep, teleport coming in for Longzhu to try to stop this one. Look at the CC from Ixu, though. Here comes Expression onto Lyra. Lyra hops into the Raptor pit to get away, and the Afreeca Freecs routed completely in that fight. Ixu taken down. There's a double kill for Expression now, and he's not done yet. Is he going to get the triple? No, Chaser steals it away, but either way, it's a big win for Longzhu, and they are in very firm control of this game.
Yeah, as soon as you see that teleport come in, you just have to walk away from that if you're Afreeca. Echo, if he gets there before you start your dive, is an absolute beast because he can set up that W, obviously. And that's nice chase down there from Expression. When he has that Iceborne Gauntlet, combine that with the speed from his passive, and he can chase you down that long lane very easily. And now Afreeca really falling apart. They haven't been able to make this pick composition work. They misplayed around the blue buff, and that is...
Yeah, 5K gold down. I don't know how you turn this one around if you're at this point.
You can't go for this. Basically, Lyra also just gets stunned underneath the turret to start things off right there, so he can't even really contribute to this fight. They can't get the execute kill onto Fury, and they got no mid lane tier 1. There's no way that you're getting away from the chase of a Nidalee and an Iceborne Echo. Just really questionable decision-making from Afreeca. Just call it a day. You see the Echo coming in, and you know Ash is there under that turret too and can slow you down. You got the TP. Now just split push and try and make a play some other time.
Yeah.
A lot of impatience there from Afreeca, and a good reaction from Longzhu.
I feel like desperation now from the Afreeca Freecs.
Well, it's also one of those plays, Noah, where they probably know they're going to lose. Being this far behind with Kha'Zix and LeBlanc it's not going to be an easy to win game at this stage. Finding those picks is going to be extremely difficult. We're going to see the junglers and the AD carries start to itemize against the burst. Already the Mob Malmorty is finished very early. Coco just absolutely rushing that item, and Rod of Age is stacking up, making Chaser not a very inviting target. He can also just build like Rylai's right now or something like that, or Abyssal, and get enough AP that he could just burst heal through the LeBlanc and the Kha'Zix damage.
Probably. So, Afreeca Freecs, they need to find some crazy team fights. Not going to go for the dragon right now, it looks like.
No, they also just...
Or crazy picks, really, more than team fights, I suppose.
Yeah, and if they don't get this dragon, I think that unless Longzhu makes a series of massive errors,
which is totally possible.
It is totally possible.
Yep. It is Longzhu. Their late game has been pretty bad.
Fortunately, Afreeca just doesn't have the team composition to play this in the late game. They tried to cheese them, and the cheese did not work.
No, it did not. Teleport coming in for Ixu right now. Afreeca Freecs need to make a play. Dragon taken by Longzhu. They're going to grab a couple kills after that, too. A double onto Chaser. And now, Songyun in the middle of everything, trying to stay alive. Does a lot of damage to Coco before he gets taken out. Coco with the kill there, and yeah, it just does not look like the Afreeca Freecs can win a team fight to save their lives here. Ixu, last tree standing, and he's going to get chopped down. He's a thick tree. It takes a while. Timber! Right, there's the ace. And Longzhu should be getting the win here in game 2.
Where's the Lumberjack Echo skin?
I know. It's Scion took it, I think, right? No,
yeah,
maybe
Scion
Scion, yeah.
Scion has it. But yeah, there was a desperation play right here. Lyra attempting to go ahead and steal this, but he gets bursted down pretty quickly. Songyun actually lives an amazingly long time right here.
Yeah, seriously.
Thanks to the Fate's Call, buying him a few precious seconds, but he's out of mana, out of HP, out of time there. Get a couple kills, but 5-2 in favor of Longzhu as expected. And that's gonna do it for this one, though. We are going to go into a game 3.
Yeah, 7,000 gold lead for Longzhu. Just a team that the Afreeca Freecs just can't fight right now. So the question is, how long will it take a weak late game Longzhu to close this one out?
One would hope not too terribly long. I mean, the Baron has just spawned, and it was such an early fight that difficult to convert that, especially with only 3 members left alive. But
one might expect, though, that it might take a while.
Well, Pure has already gotten that Aegis of the Legion, so that's a nice pickup against the LeBlanc. They're slowly coming less vulnerable. And the
Wow,
poke is just,
Ixu.
oh god.
Yep, might as well. Burned a couple ults to do it, but that's a kill on the top laner, and that's going to be a dead turret. I don't know what Ixu really thought was going to happen.
That combo is so brutal, the Varus Ashe combo, especially when you have a Nidalee there too to add damage with like a max range spear.
But they layered it though. I mean, they didn't really get the benefit
Yeah,
out of whole CC.
They didn't play that, but both players did hit their skill shots. I think each one thought, well, I'm going to be the one to hit the skill shot. It doesn't matter, it worked. They got the turrets fine.
Yeah. Works out. Ouch. Trying to save this inhibitor turret now, but Snowflower's already been poked out a bit.
Well, this is how Longzhu beat Samsung, remember, a couple of weeks ago. They played Jace, they played Varus, and they made it work. This has been pretty much their only effective strategy in recent weeks.
Bye. Bye, Lyra. Bug splat. Well, get jungle for jungle, I guess?
You don't want to make even trades when you're ahead. That's
that was
silly.
weird. You have to see a replay of that one to see exactly what happened, but I would guess that Chaser overcommitted for a kill on Lyra.
Really?
Yep,
Is that
that's
your
my
professional opinion?
official prediction as a professional League of Legends commentator.
I think you're probably accurate there.
All right.
Dr. Doa.
Thank you. Dr. Doa. Sounds like a puzzle game I should invent.
Really? What kind of doctor would you be?
I don't know. I'd be one of those doctors that like enhances people and makes like super soldiers and stuff, you know?
Not cyborgs, super soldiers?
Maybe both. Super cyborgs. Why not? Well, Jason's like, oh yeah, I can't get out here. Whoops.
Well, he was like, oh, I've been chained.
Whoops. Yeah. I'd use it on myself though, so I would become a super cyborg.
How would you operate on yourself to add your cybernetic implants?
I would have great pain tolerance.
Wow, that's hardcore.
I know, right?
You know, sometimes you have
Only
to, in a desperate situations, doctors do have to do self-surgery, but you would do self-surgery to implant yourself. Why not just get another doctor to do it for you?
Because I'm the only one who can do it. I'm the only one smart enough to pull it off.
Sounds awful.
Have you ever read Cyber Barons? Or what's it called?
Meta Barons.
Meta Barons, that's what I meant.
Damn it, Doa, you
I'm
messed
sorry.
it up.
It's been a while. I was trying to remember it.
Yeah, Meta Barons is great.
Yeah. There you go. I could be a Meta Baron. Totally. Those guys were hardcore, dude.
They were really hardcore.
Look it up. Nobody's as hardcore as the Meta Barons.
Yodorovsky really knew what hardcore was.
That's right. Don't even need a head to be a Meta Baron.
You don't, it's true.
It's impressive stuff. Oh, Longzhu trying to close this one out. Another epic battle of top lane people. I almost said tanks, but Echo's not really a tank.
But Ixu's not really a person.
No, he's a tree. Whoa, hello skill shots. Hello Chaser. Hello everybody. Oh, all right, another Q comes through, and that's gonna be a kill for Expression. Parallel conversion stuns up Snowflower, but he gets pulled in by the Fate's call. Fate has decreed you will not die foolishly in lane this minute. But your inhibitor will.
Well, smooth closure here from Longzhu. Nothing really
So far so good.
to complain about. Taking an inhibitor before they even grab a Baron.
Good thing it's not a meta Baron, otherwise nobody would be able to get that buff.
No one would be able to get that buff.
Nope.
Baron is vastly inferior to Meta Baron.
Yeah. He's barely a Baron at all. Like one meta Baron could take the entire League of Legends by himself. Oh, teleport coming in. It's a last-ditch effort from the Afreeca Freecs. Snowflower already really low in the front. Here comes Ixu. He's got the 1v5 he's always wanted. Well, Songyun coming in, doing a little bit of damage. Ixu actually, Longzhu low, but just not low enough.
That's it.
That's as much as the Afreeca Freecs could have possibly done in a team fight. That was it right there. Flash from Expression. They want the ace. They got the ace. And that's going to be the win here in Game 2. A 26-minute closeout after a Game 1 win by the Afreeca Freecs. We are going to go to Game 3.
Yes, we are, and that's the risk you take, the Afreeca Freecs. When you play Kha'Zix LeBlanc and you don't get the early kills, this happens to you basically. You have no team fighting presence. As soon as Longzhu gets a few more items, and you have no wave clear either, so the turrets go down, the gold lead balloons, and You die in 27 minutes.
That's right. GG. And so we are all tied up here. Longzhu still fighting for pride, but Afreeca Freecs, they can still make the playoffs if they win the next game, if they win their next match after this. It's still possible.
It's getting dicier though, right? A 2-0 for them would have been really great tonight.
Yeah, it's very unlikely.
Not going to get it. Really nice performance from Longzhu, actually. Great defensive teleports from Expression that game. Significant improvement, and
Yeah.
Afreeca's error on the blue buff invade, that was basically the game right there. Everything else went wrong after that.
Pretty much. A win for Longzhu Gaming. And we will have an epic game number 3. Expression really rocking people's faces off with that Echo up in the top lane.
The faces were rocked off, though.
That's right. Pretty impressive stuff.
Lyra still has his face, though, somehow. It was not rocked off, perhaps.
I
his heart.
reattached it with my brilliant cyber biology. Haven't you been paying attention?
All right, calm down there, Dr. Did you give Lyra a cybernetic face?
Well, we're going to work on that. Style.
Just letting everybody know how stylish she is.
It's a bold move to put on your glasses. Well, when we come back, guys, game number 3, OG and Champion Spring will be right back after this.